topic, we will be introducing about the topic of React.js, which is a platform, or you can say it is basically a library of JavaScript, which is, based and developed by Facebook. Already everybody know what is a Facebook. It is from the Meta platform. So you can say now he renamed this company as Meta. So this language was developed by Facebook and React.js. Sorry, Facebook, Instagram, and nowadays Tesla and maybe Flipkart as well, and many other companies are already built up their website using this technology. So then this basically technology, what it has, right? So okay, introduction to mobile application. So sorry guys, that's a mistake on the introduction to mobile application. It is not a mobile application. Anyways, web development is building a website, as I have already told you before. Like it is building a website, like not only building a website, you can say web application or website is React.js basically used to build that. What is basically a web application? If you are building a mobile application or desktop application or even a website which is connected with a backend, like if you will take an example of Flipkart. So it has a website, it has a mobile application, obviously Android and iOS both, as well as all the things are operated by a single backend or single server, which means if you are logging it with a website and if you are logging it with a mobile application, you will receive the same app, you will receive the same data, right? And basically it, obviously I had already told you, basically it consists of two parts. One is the front end and another one is the back end. What is basically the front end is? Front end is basically whatever you see on the monitor, or whatever you see on the laptop, mobile screen, etc, etc, whichever you can say is visible to the client, which we in technical terms as they're called as the client side scripting and the server side scripting. So front end is basically called as the client side scripting, and backend is called as the server side scripting, right? Sorry guys. Okay, so now we'll learn, like obviously it is a library of JavaScript, but obviously we, for building a design, for building a style, or you can say for building a page, we need to use only the language which is a HTML, CSS and JavaScript, right? So basically this is written over here, like front end development takes care of the layout, design, interactivity using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So what for is that? Yes, obviously front end, you can see like it is a front end, and you can develop a application, or you can say you can develop whatever. You can see like now this is my page looking it. To develop this page, obviously we need to use HTML, CSS and JavaScript. But what is then the, if normally also we are using the HTML, CSS and JavaScript, what is the functionality or what is the advantage of using React.js? The main advantages is, I'll tell you later on. Okay, we have in this sites. After this side, we'll just let you explain that how functional, what is the features, what is the functionality for which React.js is now so popular. And then coming towards the backend, obviously I had already told you backend development is the part like where data is stored. For example, it is in the servers. Obviously front end is also in the server, but front end can be visible to the others, but backend cannot be visible to the others. So what happens over there, for example, if you're trying to do a login, so login, your ID and password are saved in the database. So obviously he will log in, and like front end will connect to the back end will go on and take care of what the data is the data is correct or not. Then only it will check and will retrieve you all the information which is required or which is requested from the client. Backend work is basically the same. It connects, or you can say it is a medium of database and client. So if client requests something like, I want to check my order history, so front end will request to the backend will select and collect all the data from the databases and will send it to the front end. Got it? That is the basically part of the front end and back end. Then moving forward to the real DOM and virtual DOM. So for that, before moving to this, I'll just show you what is a React.js. For that, we'll just go to the official website of React.js. So guys, this is basically the official website of React.js, which you can see in my screen, reactjs.org. This is the official website of React.js, tried of previously new React docs. Anyways, you can see official website of React.js. And what is the advantages of this? React is basically called as the, okay, my screen is not visible. Ma'am, my screen is my screen is visible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Visible, sir.
My screen is visible, right? Okay, thank you so much. Okay. Then we'll move forward. Like, what is the advantages of using this React.js? Like, React.js is used because of a single page activity, or can say which is called as the single page of website. What is basically a single page? For example, you can check to other website like which is not in React.js, what happens over there is whenever you click on some other pages, right? It will go and it will refresh at each time. It will go and it will refresh at each time. Okay. But what happens over here? You can check like I am going to any pages. It is not taking a reload time. You can mark to this. Okay. You can go at any time. It will not take any refresh time. And I'll also go to the normal HTML page, which is an example like this. This website is like that. Guys, please, turn on your mics. Okay. So here you can see it is a website. It is built using normal HTML and CSS. Now, if I will click on some page, like I'll go to this, you can see this reloader is again reloading its page. But just take a mark, like if I will move to this or this, it will not take a single time of, to go to the other page, because it is actually it is showing you that it is a different page, but it is a normal HTML pages only. Clear, guys? So this is basically the feature of, like, if I'll go to over here again, if I'll go to over here, you can see each time it's getting a reloaded, but here it will not get reloaded at any time, because it is, you can say, a single page. How it actually works? Here comes the part of the real DOM and virtual DOM. So before understanding the real DOM and virtual DOM, we need to understand like how is the real DOM works and how is the virtual DOMs work, right? So what is basically the real DOM and what is basically the virtual DOM? Okay, so what is basically DOM? Anyone here know what is basically a DOM? Can just you can just okay, so Suresh, you know what is a DOM, right? So please unmute yourself and tell like what is a DOM.
Document object model.
The full form is fine, like what is that? Let's explain, like to which we called this as a DOM. फुल फॉर्म तो भाई गूगल में मिल जाएगा भाई, right? Anybody here can explain what is a DOM, like to which part more particularly we called as a DOM? Okay, fine. Actually, whatever we see in the screen is called as a DOM. Right? For example, now you are this screen, like this is a slide. Scripting execution, not like that, especially. You can just tell that whatever you see on the screen is called as a DOM. Like obviously, because if you are running HTML pages, mobile application, or even OS, if everything is computer science is just an object, right? We have learned like everything is a job object. So this is an object model, like wow, it look like here it's a logo, here it's a logo, and here it is all the design. This the screen, entire screen, it is also a DOM. In each and every part, you can see that every pages or everything is just a DOM. So that is basically the DOM, and now you can understand like what is a virtual DOM and what is a real DOM. Right? What is a real DOM means the DOM which is really over there. It's just a concept like, if you have printed something directly and if you want to re-render or want to reprint something, obviously first you have to clear the screen, then you have to reprint that thing, right? But that is the same thing over the real DOM, which is happening in the HTML and CSS, which is happening at the HTML and CSS. Sorry, which is happening at the HTML or CSS, you can say. It is printed, it is just printed something like this screen is already printed. Then if you are moving to the screen, it is clearing that screen, and after that it is printing it again. But what the concept of real DOM? It is not printing anything. It is just showing you in a virtual way. Like if you can take an example, like if I will go to this view page source, I'll get the entire HTML codes, right? But if I'll go over here and I will get for the view page source, you can see I will not get that information, that much information. None. You can see here that none of the text or tiles are present over here, right? So this is because all the HTML pages are not getting printed. Instead, it is just showing everything in just a virtual way. Like if you are parting it, you want to change the screen, then it is just show you another one skill, just in a kind of, you can say, a virtual reality manner. Like, not really, but take an example of that. This was the difference between and the important advantages of the React JS. Now, the prerequisites. Okay, what is basically the prerequisites? Prerequisites is basically what we need to start developing our React.js, right? So first of all, obviously we need a text editor, which I will use now is Visual Studio Code, but you can use any other, like I have given some of the example like Sublime Text, Brackets, VIM, then Visual Studio, then WebStorm, then Atom, Notepad++, even these all things are present. You can use anyone with. Okay, fine, guys. Then you need to use this text editor. You can use any of the text editor. Then one is the Node. This one you need to download. This is a Node.js. You have to download it and install on your system. To install it, you can just go directly to you can type directly Node.js. on the Google, and you will get official website nodejs.org and download the LTS version. Don't go for the this current version or latest version, because this have a some bugs also present in the there. Okay. And always try to install the long-term service model, which is a LTS model. Okay. Now you can download this. You will just it will download automatically according to your OS. I have already downloaded and installed it, so I'll not download it again. Now it is as it is a Mac OS, so it's showing me for the Mac. And if you'll open it through the Windows or Linux or anything, it will show according to that. Clear? And then obviously I will be using Visual Studio Code, which you also can get directly like using code, not code, VS Code. If you type that, you will also get a code.visualstudio.com. You can download it over here. You also have other installation like for the Mac OS, Windows, and Linux itself. You can also download it because I use this basically, and you can use according to your comfortable time. I mean, sorry, comfortable on which you are basically. Okay. And then obviously we will be using HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, Material UI, etc. packages, which is basically you can say basics of developing a website, right? Then we'll just start on the application. Like we'll create our first, not my first, but maybe yours first application on your first React.js. So before that, for that, we'll first open the terminal, or you can say window command prompt. Then we need to type npx create hyphen react hyphen app px create hyphen react hyphen app. We'll just give as tic tac toe. For example, this is our project name. Okay, now we have to create a project, and then we'll press enter. Yeah, obviously, guys, to create your project, you must have a good and stable internet connection. Otherwise, you would won't be able to create a project. It is a one-time process, but you have to create a part. So it will take a bit time to install. Within that time, let's go to the other slides. Like this is some of the fun fact, or kind of did you know fact, like Facebook, Instagram, Netflix, Airbnb, Yahoo, PayPal, these all websites are developed using React.js. And now there are many, like these are some of the example, you can say big example, but along with that you can also say Atlassian, Bitbucket, and Flipkart. Those all are also built using React.js only. These are the some of the pack. And then you can see like demand for the React.js, which I have downloaded it. This is for the latest view. Like you can see the Node.js and React.js are on the top of the manner. You can see React.js, Node.js are on the most top part nowadays, having a demands for employers need. You can say employers need are much more higher for that, right? This is the latest naukri.com flat record. And then you can see demand for React.js is in the top 10 languages in the world, basically. You can see here it is present in the top 10 list, like it is in the 8th level. Like React.js is now the most demanded language in the world, not in India also, guys, in the world. This one is for the world, right? So let's check like it is done or not. So guys, it is not yet done. We'll just wait for some more time. Let it be done.
I think sir is having some network issue. So just wait for some minutes. Sir will be joining soon. Askant, I will be telling you how to download the certificate at the end of the session. The session is not over yet. Sir will be telling you how to develop a game using React.js. Just wait for some minutes. Sir is joining again. Yes, the session is for 1 hour only. Timing it will goes up to like 12 to 12:15 p.m. Yes, Jairam sir is belonging to Odisha. He's having his own company that is Technoboot. Like he is the CEO of the Technoboot.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, his voice is audible.
Okay, so I'm so sorry, guys. Due to some internet connection, I just got disconnected. Anyways, we'll just continue from there on. This also failed due to that internet connection only. I have to, restart, right? What's going on, guys?
Sir,
Yes.
So can you repeat it once again from the starting? I just downloaded the Node.js.
From the starting,
After
we'll just,
downloading Node.js.
sorry, after
Downloading the Node.js. What is the command that we have to?
downloading. Okay, that you can see over here. That is npx create hyphen react hyphen app space your project name. Okay. Okay. So now it's done. So we'll just move on to the folder. I'll just open a Visual Studio Code. So application is running. A folder, documents, web, and tic-tac-toe. Okay. So now this is our project. Like open. Now I'll open a new terminal. Right. And to start a project, or you can say to start a React project, or you can say run a React project, we need to write a command like npm start. Okay, which stands for Node Package Manager start. Okay, so now you can see that this is the the default. This is basically the default React project. This is basically called as the default React project. Okay, so this code you will find, like, we'll first understand like why, how is basically all the part will look over. So here in the public part, you can check like there is only one HTML page in the total entire project. You can see there is only one HTML page, which is the index.html, which I was just saying earlier that this is for this only it is called as the single page application, because it consists of only one HTML page only. And you will be showing that URL to different by we'll just routing it for that. And here you can see that there is a head part and all the bodies. And in the script, it is written div id equals to root. You can see, like, if someone have done the JavaScript, normal JavaScript, then you can you have knowledge like by using the JavaScript, or to pass from the element HTML element to the JavaScript, we basically use the ID. Here you can see ID is root. And here what happens after that, in the SRC, you can see there is a main part, or which is index.js. Here what happens, we are just rendering it to root equals to dom dot create document dot get element by ID root. So we are sending app dot app.js, right, in the index.js. You can say react dot strict mode is a tag, and after that we are sending a component app, which is imported over here. And if we'll go to that, you can see here is our by default HTML element, which was showing in the front page, which is this, is written over here. It is in the JS form. So here, whatever pages you will be creating in the JS, it will be automatically rendered in that index page only. So this is why it is basically called as a single page applications. Okay. Now, how to, if I'll just do one thing, I'll just clear it all and will write some other thing. Like I will just write with my code React from React, then export class React, export class app extends React dot component. render return div hello world. Okay, sorry, export default. So now you can see everything is got cleared and we are just printing the world, hello world. The very first programming language of all the technologies. I'm also bored with this hello world. Anyways, hello world. So this is basically the concept of first we need to import a React from the package React. Then we have to export default, which means whichever other file will call this app.js file or import this app.js, right? By default, we will export them, or by default, we'll just give them this app class. And which whatever the React class will should always a subclass, or you can say child class of React.component class. You can see we have just inherited it with extends React.component class, which is present inside this React package. Clear? Then we'll just, this much part is clear. And then we'll just do one thing, like we will use other part, which is basically called as the material UI. You can import, just like Bootstrap, you can import anything part of here, and we'll import this material UI. Install, will go part to the installation. We'll just copy it and we'll paste in the terminal. Okay. And after that, yarn not required. This also part I don't require. I don't require this much part. We can go further. Then we'll component, we'll go to the component. Then we'll go to the grid. Then I'll just import. Anyways, I have just import, I'll just import grid from material UI. Then I'll just write grid container grid item. So in tic-tac-toe game, we basically needs 3 column and 3 rows, right? So we'll just do like that only. Access equals to 2, or you can say 4. Let's give a button. Variant is called to content. Now you can see like what is happening. Okay. Can give it a style. Style is basically the CSS, which I'll write the height is 100, for example. It's big, more big. We'll go for 50. Yeah, this one would be fine. Let's just do one thing, like we'll just do it. Justify content. Center. Yeah. This one is better. Right? So what I'll do is that is equal to 4 paste and again paste. Two, 3, 12. So we'll just do one thing like move this. Just forget it. Let's just do if we just make it on a grid. That will have a problem. Instead do one thing. Yeah, better. Okay. We do like this. Grid item. Good. Better. चलेगा. Then we'll create like this. One more. Okay. Clear till that part. We have created 9 buttons basically. Okay, so now I'll just show you like what is basically the grid. Grid is a component which is basically we use to you can say like it will make it in, it is basically a kind of row or column format. So what I had done over here is that I had just create a container and given as a LG8, like it will take a 8 number of space. Okay, and if I will no, if I can also make it say no, not required. Anyways, so if these are these have 8 buttons, it is basically normal called as the HTML only. Now after that I had created 3 buttons. Okay. This one is also not needed. Okay, so here I have created 3 buttons. Okay, now this would be part as our tic-tac-toe board. Okay, then we have to to do some operations or do some calculations. Obviously we need to store some variables, and in React.js in the class component we basically go for the state variable. And how we used to initialize to clear create the state variable. First of all, we need to create a constructor. Right, and then we'll pass the super. Then we'll go at this dot state equals to we'll just give a name as can say B1 column null, B2 column null, B3 column null, then B4 column null, B1, B2, B3, B4, then B5 would also be null, B6 null, B7, B8, and B9. Clear? So here we have taken the box 1, box 2, box 3 for 9 boxes value, and we have initialized it to null. Okay. And then obviously what we need to do is we need to, we will take another one counter, like which is turn. Like obviously there will be 2 user. Which user's turn is that? So by default, I'll just initialize is to 1. Okay. By default, I'll just initialize it to 1, like first turn. And then obviously after the second part, it will go to the second turn. Right. And now we will store the value of each part. And to store the value of each part, we also need to give a condition. Right. So obviously, like if I'll click on this part, how we will just identify that this one is when, or this one in this one I already clicked by the user or not, or this one is not clicked by the user or not. Right. So for that reason, what we will do is that we'll just give a conditional rendering. Like for that, I'll just do one thing, like I'll just I'll just declare a CSS also for over here. Like if it is BN, or you can say button of none, no ones, then I'll just write the CSS as. In JavaScript, you can also define CSS inside a variable. Okay. And if it is clicked by the user 1, then then I'll just set this, but I'll change the background color. Background color to, you can say green. Okay. And if it is second ones, then I'll just do one thing. I'll just do the same thing, but I'll just give it as red. Okay. Then what I need to do is I need to check over here. Okay. That if okay. So in over this, we can't use a if operator. So I have to go with the ternary operator. Okay. So I'll do it this thing like if this dot state dot, this one is B1. So B1 triple equal to null question mark. Then the CSS will be B1. Okay. Else B1, like sorry, BN, which is none. Else this dot state dot B1 triple equal to, no, double equal to 1. Then it will print BT1, BT1. How we will be given the same, like then it should be T1, else BT2. Okay. So we have done BN is not defined. Okay, I'm so sorry. It's not BN. This dot state dot. In here it's also this dot state dot. And here it's again this dot state dot. Yeah. So now you can see it's B1. If B1 consists of 1, then it's showing green. If B1 consists of 2, then it's showing red. If B1 consists of null, then it's showing null. Clear? Clear? Then we need to put a on click event, like what will happen if it's on click. We'll just do one thing, like we have to go and we need to do on click equals to braces, then equal this column. Then we need to write this dot set state colon. Then what we need to initialize or change this value. If someone clicks on the B1, what will happen? Right. What will happen? Yeah, we need to also put some conditions over here, like if, right, this dot state dot B1 triple equal to null. Okay. Then what I will do? Then what should we do? If it is null, that means this box is not yet selected. So we will do one thing, like after this, we'll just check if this dot state dot its turn, right? Turn triple equal to 1. Then we will do that this dot set state. That means what happened? The B1 is null. That means it is not yet defined. And then B turn is 1. That means this one is the first one's turn. Then we'll just do like B1 is one, comma, then turn is 2. Okay. Else this dot set state B1 equals to 2, turn is 1. Clear? Right? And then I need to clear this set state. Okay. So what we have given a condition, like if it is null, then only it will work. Otherwise, if it's already got selected, then it will not work. Right? And after that, what will happen? If it is, selected by someone, then if it's turn 1, then it will selected by this. And if it's turn 2, then we're selected by this. The same thing, or you can say same style. We need to do it in others as well. What I will do is I'll just put on this. Okay. We'll replace this with all. So every in each part is got replaced. But after that, I need to change something like everyone it is B1, B2. Floating button, it would be B2. This one will be B3. So it will be 4, B5, B6, 7, 8, B9. Clear? So all the CSS I have done with each every part. Then I'll include this on click event in the same manner, like paste, 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 paste. Format the document. Okay, I'll just save it. Now the major thing of our work is done. Like now we can start the work. I mean, play, you can say game. If I'll click on this, it's get green. Then if I'll click on this, not getting selected. Why? Okay, sorry. We need to change everyone on click to, others. Like first one is considering it to the B1. So here it would be B2. And along with that, here it will be also B2. Here it will be also B2, right? Then here it's also the same. I'll just control B1. This one will be B3, right? So I'll replace B3, B3, B3. Then here it will be B4, 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 B4. Okay, B4. Then here it will be B5. Then we have B5. This one is B6. B6, 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 B7. B7, 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 B7. And B8, 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 B8. And finally, B9, 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 B9. Fine. So we have done. We'll just re-verify it here in this. Here, this is B1. We'll just verify that B1 is not present, all the part. This will obviously B1, B1, then B1, 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 B1. Okay, here it is also B1, which should be B2. This is the part of the B2. Fine. Then in B3 also we have B1, which would be B3. In B6 also, 6. Clear. So now we have done. Now let's go and check again. Green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. Clear? So now our tic-tac game is ready. First one's turn will be like this, green, then I'll just select this one red, then he will select this one green, then I'll select this one red, then he will select this one green, I'll select this one, etc., etc. Right? Then this part is game is over. Then the important at the final thing remains. What is that? We need to check like whoever wins, right? So for that reason, what we need to do, how the situations a win came on part. If 1, 4, 6 is of a single one, or else 1, 2 and 3, or else 4, 5 and 6, or else 7, 8 and 9. And after that, we'll just go to the 1, 5 and 9, or else 3, 5 and 7. Right? This will be the 4 conditions. Am I right? Guys, hello. Are you all getting this point till now? Hope so. Anyways, and now the main, or you can say the final remains submit. After set state, what we will do is that we need to check after each part that is the state winning is done or not. At which part we usually need to check? After someone clicks on it, right? If it's one's turn or if it's second one's turn. Right? So how we will check on this? We'll check after this, like if obviously this one is first one's turn. So this one is B1's turn. Not B1, this one is turn number 1, like the player number 1. So if we will check, like if this dot state dot B1 triple equal to 1 and state dot B2 triple equal to 1 and if this dot state dot B1 triple equal to 1, this dot state dot B2 triple equal to 1, and this dot state dot B3 triple equal to 1. This will be the one condition. Then we'll just do one thing. We'll just give an alert. Player 1 wins. Right. Then we'll give another one condition, like else if B1 over, then B1, B2, B3, then B4, B5, and B6 equal to 1. Then also alert, player 1 wins. Right? Again, we'll go for the other condition as well. Else if B5, B4, B5, B7, B7, B8, and B9. This will be the one condition, else what we need to do is what with the other condition? 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then it will be B1, then B1, 2, 3, 4, 5, B5, then B9. Right? Player 1 wins, or else what will be the condition? B3, B3, then B5, then B7. Done. Otherwise, the condition game will go on. The same thing we'll just do over here. Just we'll change one thing, like wherever it's 1, we'll just place it with 2. This one will be B1 only. Replace, 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 replace. Go down, then replace, replace, replace. Done. Instead, in this case, we can also do one thing. I'll just create a function like handle check equals to braces equals to, and I'll put handle check team 1. I'll put this. Handle press and check 2. I'll put this. Okay. So what I'll do after that, after this dot set, this dot handle 1, this dot handle 2. It's done. Control C, handle 1, handle 1, 1, 1, sorry. 1, 1, 1. Done. So handle 1 part is first, we have this one for the first user, then we go for the other one, handle 2. Done. So now let's check, is it happening? Like 1, then 2, then 1, then 2, then 1. And 1, 1, 1. Nothing already is coming. Why? Is the alert is working? I have put it in V1. Yeah, it's coming. Okay. 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 So now the problem is that our everything is coming, but one last thing is remaining, which is it's not showing the result, right? And this is because I got the error. Like this is because here we are checking on this part, but till now it is the value of B1 or B2 is not yet set. In this case, this is not possible. I'll just try with some other technique. If it's one, that will do one thing. If it is selecting B1, right? So in this part, I will remove this B1, remove this B1, okay? Because now it is checking on the B1 only. Fine. In this case, it might work. Let's check first, then I'll move on to the next. So I should end everything on the one. Okay. So let's player one this, then player two this, then player one this, then player two this, then player one this. Okay, fine. It's working. Okay, so it is working fine. So I need to do in this case only. Fine. So in this part as well. So I need to remove this B1 because this is the part for the B1 only. Here we don't have any more B1. Fine. Okay. Then it's gone to part. Let's just complete first the players one's win. Then we'll move to the player two. So this one is for the B2. So I'll remove this B2. B2 over here. Then B2, 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 B2 is not there. Fine. Then let's go to here. This one is B3. I'll remove this B3. B4, B5, A6, B7, B8, B9, B1, B5, B7. And here it is also B3. 1. And this is B4. It is B4, right? So I need to remove this B4. Done. Then here it is B5. Then I'll go for the B5. 5. Done. Then we'll go to the B6. B6. It's here. This one B8, B9, B1, B5, B9, B3, B5, B7. Then we'll go again to the this one. Okay, this one is B7. So B7 is here. Then B7 is one more is here. Here. Then B8. B8 is not. Then finally B9. Here is one B9. Finally, it's done. We need to repeat this for the second part as well. Just we need to do is this one will be 2. Oh, sorry. Two. Replace. Done. So I had done 1, 2. Done. Then we'll come on this. Then this is P5. This is sometimes irritating, but if you will lose your patience, then everything is gone. Done. Finally, I think 1 or 2 remains. Replace, 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 replace. Done. Then this one is B7. I think only one B8 would be remaining. Yes, then B9 I have already done it. Else. It's done. Then the final one. Done. So guys, everything okay. One error. What is that? Okay. So guys, it's done. Let's check. Player 1, player 2, player 1, player 2, player 1 wins. Yes. Player 1, player 2, player 1, player 2, player 1, player 2 wins. Right? Player 1, player 2, player 1, player 2, player 1 wins. Yeah. One more possibilities. Player 1, player 2, player 1, player 2, 1 wins. Done. So guys, our tic-tac-toe game is ready. Don't say that I had got disconnected already. Hello.
No, sir, you are connected.
Okay, thank God. This one is not. Where is the Zoom, man? Okay, here it is. So guys, now it's done finally. Our tic-tac-toe game is ready.